Welcome back for the third and final game today at the Desert Friendlies here in Tucson. It will be Sporting Kansas City taking on the local side, FC Tucson. This is our final game of the day, but coverage continues all through the preseason on MLSsoccer.com, including Thursday. Our next game will be 8 p.m. Eastern Time here from Tucson. We're going to start with the Kansas City lineup for today's match, and I'm going to throw it up to the booth and Matt Doyle with the lineup.
Yeah, it's a pretty familiar lineup to KC fans. We have Seth Sinovich at left fullback, Chance Myers at right fullback, Lawrence Ullum and Aurelian Cullen in the central defense, protecting the goal manned by Jimmy Nielsen. The midfield, it's the trio that we saw in the playoffs. Oriol Roussel holding with Peterson Joseph and Paulo Nagamura in front of him. And then left to right across the front line, it's Bobby Convey, Suni Saad, and CJ Sapong. So a lot of familiar faces, Jay. A lot of guys who have played roles for this team over the past couple of years.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see Suni Saad, a young player out of Michigan. Remember, he signed to the league. He was won in a lottery. Hasn't seen much playing time. It's been hard to get playing time here with all the forwards that this Kansas City team has. But with the rumors of Kai Kamara going on loan to Norwich, he's getting an opportunity here. Kamara not here. Bieler not here yet either. Let's take a quick look at the Tucson lineup for today's game as well.
Well, in goal, it's Brian Holt. Then across the back from right to left, it's Travis Campbell, Connor Spence, the captain, Malcolm Alugas, sorry about that, and Mike Kraus, who actually has played in MLS for Colorado and KC. In midfield, it's a five-man midfield. Tyler Wilson, Kareem Smith, and James Cone are the defensive midfielders. Donnie Toya, one-time RSL player, signed as a homegrown for them, but never really made the squad. And then Reed Schmidt is the attacking midfielder, and Patrick Wallen, the lone forward. FC Tucson have their work cut out for them, but they've put in good showings over the past couple of years in these situations, and they have some talented guys out there.
Yeah, we'll see what comes of it, see who stands out from the FC Tucson guys. I mean, remember, these FC Tucson guys, a lot of college kids, a lot of guys trying to make an impression. Peter Vermees standing over there on the other sideline. You show enough in this game, maybe you get a look later in the preseason with an MLS club. So guys trying to make a name for themselves. We'll see what comes of it. Sporting Kansas City will get this going. It is a cold night. The wind has died down a little bit, but it's still blowing across the field, near side to the far side. It's blowing at the benches.
And really, for me, the story is how is CJ Sapong going to look out wide? I thought he had a really good year last year, center forward. I mean, he's never going to be a clinical finisher, but he did have 9 goals. Does great work holding up the ball. A little unnatural playing wide.
Yeah, and it will be important to see who will play wide for this Kansas City team. Remember, Kai Kamara really owned that spot, and we don't have confirmation yet of Kamara going abroad, but all signs seem to be pointing to Kamara ending up with Norwich, at least on a temporary loan, and that would mean they're going to need somebody to step into his spot in the starting lineup. And I have to think it's going to be CJ Sapong's spot to win if Bieler is going to play the top part in the front three. There's Chance Myers out wide, and he goes back to Cullen. Lawrence Ullum. Ullum, remember last year, played well at times, earned a starting spot. And Cullen was the one who found himself on the bench, with Ullum starting with Beasler.
Yeah, I still think there was more to do with that behind the scenes, but probably a story we'll never know the full details of.
Here's Sapong down the right wing. Sapong cuts it back, taken down by the number 9. That's Donnie Toya here on the left side for Tucson. Couldn't stop his momentum, ended up pushing Sapong over. Kansas City with a set piece here. Can see not a lot of size on this FC Tucson team. Cullen and Ullum tower over the rest of the guys out there. Not to mention CJ Sapong, who can get on the end of it. Here's a service by Convey. Cleared out by James Cone off a Chance Myers, and it'll be a goal kick.
Chance Myers is a guy who I thought very well could have been playing in Houston tonight for the U.S. national team. Still waiting on him to get his first call up.
It's Brian Holt to put the ball back in play. Nagamura goes up for it. Seth Sinovic out wide. Here's Olam and Colin along the back line. Expect Kansas City to have most of the possession today, but what can they do with it? Obviously, that's the question.
Well, it's SUNY Sod's chance to put some pressure on Peter Vermees and say, hey, I can get the job done too.
Nice ball by Myers, finds Sod, cutting through the middle. Sod earns a corner kick. He scored highlight reel goals for Michigan.
He did. He's an excellent ball striker. You just wonder if the athleticism is there.
He and Justin Merrim were the dynamic duo for that Michigan team. Here's Bobby Convey on the corner. Convey floats one, and it's Roselle on the volley. Sends it over the bar. Design play there for Roselle. Keep practicing. You get it right by the time the season starts, and it only takes one cracker to make a name for yourself.
Well, Roselle, I think, is odds-on favorite to be starting at defensive midfield this year for KC. He was very, very good in the playoffs against Houston, and he's going to have a big year because he's replacing a guy who really got the job done in Julio Cesar.
Nagamura toe poking it to Myers. Myers now has Convey on this right side. A lot of lineup questions for this Sporting KC team. Remember, they brought in Benny Feilhaber. They have Peterson Joseph, who they're high on in the attacking midfielder. The other question is, where is Graham Zusi going to play? Will he play out wide right, or will he play that attacking midfield role? He played both last season.
Well, one of the things we were mentioning last night was they almost seem like they have better personnel for a 4-4-2 now than they do for that 4-3-3. Yeah.
Right.
Bobby Convey's more of a true left midfielder, I think, than he's a left winger. And same for Graham Zusi on the right.
It'll be interesting to see if they do that. Maybe play Bieler and CJ Sapong up top together.
It all really does hinge on whether or not Kamara ends up going.
Stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com. Obviously, that's a story we will be following closely throughout the week.
Of course, big transfer news today with Breck Shea. Looks like it's just about done.
Big chunk of change in the pocket of FC Dallas to try to make some moves. Probably not something that's going to happen too soon unless they had something lined up already, but look for them to be a player in the mid-season transfer window. Here's Myers out wide. Looking for Convey. Can't connect the pass. Cleared away by Mike Kraus, former Sporting Kansas City member. Down the wing, it's Donnie Toya. Toya with the cross, cleared away by Olam. Toya again, Real Salt Lake Academy product. Can't connect with his teammate Kareem Smith, former Trinidad and Tobago international.
Our second game in a row with the Trinidad and Tobago international. Sean Da Silva, who scored 2 goals last game, has a pair of caps for the Saka Warriors. Saka? There's only one C? I don't know. You're the wrong guy to turn to for pronunciation tips, I think.
Fans of the website know that I'm not the guy who you ask how to pronounce something. It's Colin looking for Nagamura, left it short for him. FC Tucson collects, and it's Holt in goal. Kraus can't control and it's out of bounds. Myers now down the wing, 2 balls on the field. Good defense by FC Tucson. I saw that coming. They put the extra ball on the field. The referee forced to stop play.
That's a Swansea City special.
Here's Sapong now in the attack. Finds Peterson Joseph. Here's Roselle. Big switch to Sinovic. And Convey now. A lot of movement from Sporting in the attack. Joseph in the midfield.
Yeah, they don't look like a rebuilt midfield, do they?
Nagamura has a go from distance, but easy pickings for Holt back there in net. The diminutive goalkeeper in the mold of Nick Raimondo. Not sure he's got the same vertical. Here's FC Tucson with the ball. Looking for Toya. Myers is able to collect it. Kansas City now turning upfield in the attack. Here's Nagamura. Nagamura with a big switch to Sinovic. Reed Schmidt there takes it away from him, but there's nowhere to go with it. Here's Sapong out wide right. Sapong with 2 men defending, turns it back to Myers, now Nagamura. Sporting patient at times with their attack. Other times they like to take it and go as the ball's turned over.
Yeah, they're kind of an enigma because they led the league in the total number of long balls hit last year, but they were also one of the best possession teams in the league just in terms of passes completed.
Here's Nagamura to call in. Cullen flicks it out to Sapong, who cuts inside, beats Toya, looking for an outlet, and he's got Myers wide. Myers with a great ball across, and Suni Saad with the diving header. It's 1-0 Sporting Kansas City.
Well, that's just how you draw it up, isn't it? You beat the defender off the dribble, flare it wide, and then Myers puts it on a platter. Nice little run from Suni Saad to lose his defender, get behind him, finish clinically from 6 yards.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about a couple of things we talked about there. Saad making an impact on the team, but also CJ Sapong playing out wide. Remember, Sapong started that play out wide, pulled it down, made the right pass to an overlapping Myers. Sporting doing everything right on that play,
and that's
getting the opening goal.
That's the key to the 4-3-3, is how those wingers and fullbacks are able to combine.
Sapong winning back possession. Now Roselle in the middle of the field. Here's Peterson Joseph. Finds Nagamura. Nagamura looking for Sapong, lets it go. Another nice play on the overlap to Chance Myers. Kansas City keeping their foot on the pedal right now, going at FC Tucson. Tucson there, able to take it away. It's James Cohen to Donnie Toya. And now Mike Kraus. Here's Toya. Big center forward Patrick Wallen getting into the act here.
Good strength, good feet.
Not a lot of options once he got his head up and got forward. Him and Toya are kind of the only guys pushing forward, really. Saad tries to leave it off for Convey, leaves it a little short.
And if Saad is going to compete for that spot, that's where he's going to need to improve. Playing as a center forward in this system, you need to not only score goals, you need to hold the ball up and bring everybody else into the play.
Curious, do you see Saad as a center forward, or do you see him more as one of the wing guys?
I actually don't think he really has a spot in a 4-3-3. I think he's a guy who you play next to a center forward. I think he and Sapong could be a very nice combination.
if they didn't just pay a lot of money to bring Bieler in.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they're going to play a lot of games. We said this before about the Earthquakes and the Dynamo. Sporting Kansas City is going to play a lot of games this year. They're in Champions League in the second half of the year after winning the U.S. Open Cup. Obviously, you expect them to make a run at the Open Cup again. You expect them to be I say favorites. I think they're favorites for the Supporters' Shield, but they're certainly going to be in the mix for the Supporters' Shield. So this is a team that's going to need a lot of players.
Yeah, you can see them playing 50 games. And guys like Saad will have to find a way to contribute.
Here's Peterson Joseph trying to get that angle to Pavi Convey. Can't find it, but slips it through to Nagamura, who goes out wide to Convey, but left it a little short. Myers trying to pressure. Here's James Cohen up to Mike Kraus. It's Tyler Wilson, number 12. Headed backwards.
Lost it in the sun.
Here's Toya earns the throw in. (1-0) Sporting Kansas City leading on a Suni Saad goal. Diving header earlier in the game. Nice combination play from Sporting. Down the right side of the field, CJ Sapong, Chance Myers getting involved in that goal.
And you see Convey and Sapong have swapped sides now. Sapong's on the left, Convey on the right.
Roselle in the middle of the field. Finds Sapong out wide. CJ always good at holding the ball up, and I jinxed him and gave it away.
Miscommunication there.
Here's Tyler Wilson coming down, trying to combine with Whalen, who puts Wilson through on net. He's got a chance, centers it, and a goal for Patrick Whalen. FC Tucson giving the fans what they want.
And that all started with Whalen. He deserved the finish because his work in the midfield, winning the ball, holding it up, and then springing Wilson down the flank. And that's just textbook center forward play. Good strength, good feet, good vision, and there for the finish.
We said there are guys here on FC Tucson trying to impress the Kansas City coaches, I'm sure, to get a look by an MLS side, even if it's not with Kansas City. FC Tucson, give them credit. 1-1 now as Whalen ties it up. See if Sporting Kansas City can answer. Sapong back on the right side now. Myers to call in. Joseph. That goal obviously giving FC Tucson a little extra energy right now. Energy and confidence, what this team needs. Of course, the FC Tucson fan base, the Cactus Pricks here, out in force, happy to see their team scoring a goal against the MLS side.
Yeah, I got to get out of here with a Cactus Prick scarf before the end of this trip, I think.
Here's Roselle, Nagamura, back to Roselle. Peterson Joseph, Sinovic making a run down the line. Nothing there, but we go out wide the other way. It's Chance Myers now. Myers down the wing, plenty of room to get a cross in. Sinovic crashing the net. But FC Tucson able to clear. Donnie Toya lets it go. Colin all over the back of Whalen, the goal scorer. Drawing the foul for FC Tucson. They'll get out of their end.
Well, Whalen certainly has captured their attention already.
Free kick to be taken by Connor Spence, captain of FC Tucson last season. Burly defender. It's Kareem Smith giving it away in the middle of the field. Now Bobby Convey on the run. He's got Sapong out wide. Sapong one-on-one. Goes out to Sinovic. Roselle now. Here's Nagamura, and he's got Myers out wide. Sapong can't get his head on that ball. FC Tucson collects it in the box.
All kinds of room for Myers on the overlap. If they keep giving him room, KC will find a second.
There's Olam on the ball to call in. Reminder, you can tweet at me, at Jason Skeeney, if you have any questions or comments. If you have any questions for the armchair analyst, Matt Doyle, who's commentating with me, I will be sure to ask him. So just send them to me at Jason Skeeney on Twitter. Here's Nagamura in the midfield. And now call in. Kansas City all over the second balls when they send it in. FC Tucson able to clear it once, but second balls falling to Kansas City all day.
That's where they make their living. They really do. Interesting now that Rosell has pushed a little higher. Looks like Nagamura is going to sit defensively for a bit.
Coming down the right side, it's where their goal came from for FC Tucson. Jimmy Nielsen watches that go over the net. We're in the 16th minute now. We expect a goalkeeper change at 30 and 60 for Sporting Kansas City. Each of their three goalkeepers will get 30 minutes. Nielsen, Kronberg, and young John Kempen. Here's Myers in the attack. Sinovic can't find a teammate. Just turned upfield now by Tyler Wilson, given away.
Just a little disorganized there from KC.
Here's Saad on the turn. He goes out to Myers. He's got plenty of targets in there. Sinovic crashing the net! And CJ Sapong taps it in, but he was offside. Saw Sinovic making the hard run, beating his man to the ball. Tapping it by the goalkeeper. CJ Sapong, though, not able to get back on side, or he had a gimme. Tucson now in the attack. It's a good turn there by Patrick Wallen.
He's making an impression.
Does anybody need a center forward? Anybody? There's always a job out there. Patrick Wallen was a member of San Diego's college team, made the Elite Eight. So, player that I'm sure MLS teams know about.
He's on the radar.
Here's Myers making the big run. Plenty of time to serve the cross. Can't find a runner. Donnie Toya there, collecting the ball in the attack. Toya with a lot of space in front of him, has Colin to beat. What a move by Toya! In on goal! And he's just wide of Jimmy Nielsen's net. Donnie Toya with a great run.
Well, that's that talent that RSL must have seen once upon a time. If he could make plays like that, he will find himself back in MLS with somebody.
Speedy run by Toya down the left side. Great move at the end to open himself up for the shot. Could not sear it on net, though. FC Tucson showing a little bit here. This is not FC Tucson's full team, we should also say. A lot of these guys, some are definitely members of FC Tucson. Some guys kind of pulled in last minute for this scrimmage. They obviously have a lot of college players who you know, are unavailable or not in town right now. Olam to Nagamura. There's Sapong holding the ball.
Strength.
That's what I was talking about last time when I said he held the ball well. Getting into it now a little bit with Malcolm Alugas. Convey plays it quickly out wide to Myers. Myers has been out here all day with time. Crossing it, and Cullen can't get a foot on it. Reed Schmidt now on the ball, and he's fouled. Chance Myers finding all kinds of room on the right side of the field for Sporting Kansas City. 20 minutes in now. Here's Mike Kraus. Should let all the fans know halftime will be very quick in this game. They're going to try to keep things moving, so we're likely going to see a 5, maybe 10-minute halftime. So stick with us. We'll stay on air and maybe answer some Twitter questions if you send them along. We'll get the teams back on the field and get somewhere warm a little bit sooner. Here's FC Tucson down the right side. This falls to Toya, and it's off the bar!
Should have been 2-1, and I got to tell you, Donnie Toya and Patrick Wallen are just giving Kansas City fits.
They are unbelievable.
They're breaking the offside trap every single time. They're always finding room behind this defense.
Jorge Guzman asks, has any FC Tucson player stood out for you? I think that's your answer right there. Here's Bobby Convey now on the break. Convey looking to get rid of it. He can't find Sod in the middle on 2 attempts. Convey not really a goal scorer, trying to dish it, but defended well.
Brilliant through ball from Peterson Joseph there.
Game opening up a little bit here, and there's Donnie Toya trying to put Wallen through. Those two, the two that we mentioned, standing out for FC Tucson. And here's Suni Saad out to Sapong. Myers again on the right side. A little less room this time with Toya hounding him. Donnie Toya, the former Real Salt Lake Academy product, trying to make his way back into MLS. Doing a good job right here. I did get a tweet here from John Prince. He says that ref is a beast, largest guy on the field, and that is 100% correct. He is a large man. Met him before the game. Very nice, though. He's a gentle giant.
Built like a goalkeeper.
FC Tucson looking for the call here, but Kansas City wins the throw-in.
Not a lot of communication from KC tonight. Wonder how much they're missing Matt Beasler, who's really the organizer for that back line.
Remember, this Kansas City team, a lot of talent missing. Beasler, Zuzi, not here. Benny Feilhaber, added in the offseason, also not here. Still expect them to be
better
winning
than
this game, for sure. But again, early in the preseason, hard to judge too much. In the attack now, Chance Myers out wide, if I haven't said it enough today. Gets the cross over to Sinovic, who can't get his head on it.
And here we go with another FC Tucson counter.
Short-lived one. Convey now on the ball. Here's Roselle. He's got Myers out wide if he wants him. Joseph finds Myers. Into Sapong. Sapong does well to keep possession. It's Peterson, Joseph again. Nagamura to Joseph. Leaves it short for him. Kareem Smith intercepts, but FC Tucson can't do much with that. Convey again on the ball. This time going long for Sapong. The offside flag is up. Sapong looked to get behind the defense, then was taken down. But the offside flag saves FC Tucson. Gives me time to ask you this question that came in on Twitter, and this maybe is a little bit of a deep one, Matt. This comes from Jared, and he says, what is Teal Bunbury's future with Sporting Kansas City?
It's a good question. I think the first thing we have to do, though, is see if he could return to full fitness, of course, after that ACL tear from last year. Often takes players 6 or 8 months to return to the field, but longer than a year to get back. How he fits, I don't know. With Bieler in there, it's hard to see a spot in the starting lineup for Teal Bunbury.
I mean, Bunbury, for me, is a player who fits into a 4-4-2 a lot better than a 4-3-3. You know, he doesn't fit any one of those forward positions in a 4-3-3 as well as he would, as you know, the forward as a 4-4-2. And you know, I've heard a lot of people say that, but he's still on Kansas City. They haven't moved him, so we'll see. We talked about maybe them playing a little 4-4-2 this year. And that one is going to come off of Nagamura for a goal kick. We got a couple more questions coming in here on Twitter. I assume this is an FC Tucson fan. I'll read this anyway. You guys don't want promotion relegation because you guys don't want to get embarrassed. The secret to MLS. I assume you guys is MLS. I think I don't really have too much to offer him other than the promotion relegation or lack thereof in the United States has been explained so many times. Look it up if you need it.
Yeah, I mean, how do you follow that?
Goalkeeper change now as Kronberg comes on for Sporting Kansas City. What are the chances we get to see Bieler tonight from Matt Richardson? Chances are 0. He is with the team here in Tucson, but he will not play tonight.
I believe he's enjoying a hot chocolate over on the bench right now.
Yeah, not expected to be in the lineup tonight. We hope to see him a little later in the preseason as we have some more Sporting Kansas City games streaming on MLS Soccer. This ball gets through, the shot by Sinovic right at Brian Holt, though.
Clever little back heel from CJ Sapong to set that one up. Sapong very much made his presence felt, cutting in from the wing. I still like him better in the middle of that three-man front line, but he has a place out wide.
Yep. He's easily, I think, one of the most versatile forwards in MLS, and it comes from where he played in college. I mean, he was basically an attacking midfielder given free reign in college. And he shows that skill, the ability to take people on the dribble, but he's also very adept with his back to goal, being able to hold the ball, keep possession. I think that's why you see him making appearances with the U.S. national team, and I expect there are more to come.
Yeah, I would hope so. And you know, he gets hammered a little bit because he's not a clinical finisher, but as a rookie he had 5 goals. As a second-year player he had 9. That's good improvement. If he keeps that up, he will find a spot on the U.S.
Here's Myers out wide right, plenty of space for the cross. Serves it up into the box. Holt gets a piece of it, and it's cleared by James Cohn. Myers getting all the time in the world. I mean, we like Donny Toya going forward, but is that maybe on Donny Toya a little bit? That Myers has all the space?
I think partially you have to look at him, yeah. And just the whole lineup for FC Tucson. They're saying, you know what, we're going to give you the cross and we're going to pinch in and make it hard for you to get on the end of them.
They've done a decent job there.
Following Houston's playbook, I want to say.
So we'll give you the inside knowledge from Sporting Kansas City. Their owner, Rob Heineman, tweeting at us, Teal Bunbury's future will be long and fruitful with Sporting Kansas City, with many sporting and U.S. national team goals. So there you have it, everybody who's looking for Teal Bunbury. We look forward to seeing him return to the field. Skylar asks, do you think Sporting KC is more suited for a 4-4-2? I do. I think we've talked a little bit about this. I don't know if I would say I think they definitely have the personnel to do it. And a lot of teams play both. A lot of teams go into one game 4-4-2 and another 4-3-3, depending on the opponent, depending on where they're playing. So I think it's good to have versatility, and I think Peter Vermees can probably get his guys out there and play that way if needed.
Yeah, agreed. And I think we saw the benefits of versatility from Houston last year. They played 4-3-3 through the middle of the season.
Here's Nagamura out wide. He sends in a cross, flicked on by Saad, but Holt is there to collect. Here's Holt. The distribution looking up top. That's Tyler Wilson with the flick on. FC Tucson would do themselves a favor to get some possession in Sporting's half just to take some of the pressure off their defense.
Easier said than done.
That's fair. Here's Roselle dancing through the midfield. Sinovic and Convey. Convey looking down the wing. It's Peterson Joseph running onto it. Colliding with the defender. Shoulder to shoulder, they let it go. Joseph lays one across, but Holt is there. He had Sapong cutting through. He saw what he was trying to do. Could not connect on that last pass.
I say too unselfish from Peterson Joseph right there. Have a rip near post. Make Holt make the save.
Here's Roselle in the middle of the field, out wide to Convey. Sinovic to Roselle. Kansas City moving backwards but keeping possession. Here's Convey with the flick. Can't connect with Sinovic. Myers now looking for somewhere to go with it. You're right, FC Tucson crowding the box, not giving a lot of targets to Chance Myers when he gets out wide right. Here's Toya defending on Myers. Myers back to Nagamura. Another question coming in on Twitter from Mike Dvorak. Any chance we're going to see Sporting KC draft pick Mikey Lopez tonight?
I would be surprised.
From North Carolina.
I would be surprised if we didn't. I think he'll probably get the entire second half. And Lopez, he fits nicely into that midfield. He's someone who's definitely fit for a 4-3-3. Could see him either playing as a D-mid or as sort of the box-to-box Nagamura role.
Yeah, I remember him during the combine saying, you know, for some reason people have me pegged as an attacking midfielder. I'm not. I'm a linking midfielder. I play in the middle. I like to defend. I like to get forward and connect passes. So I think you're right. He does fit into this Sporting team. They had to be happy to see him drop to them in the draft. There's Joseph laying it off for Roselle. Suni Saad now in the middle. Saad looking to open up for a shot, and he does, but it's just wide. I don't have to tell you, but he did have Chance Myers out wide. Yeah, that's a given in this game.
He's basically set up shop right in front of us.
Give a shout out to Cal Williams, who's in England right now, but watching the feed. It's good to know. He's up at 1:40 in the morning.
That's dedication.
Hey, these are his boys, right? Cal will be calling games for us down in Orlando. Later, we're going to have those games streaming live on MLSsoccer.com as well. Here's CJ Sapong in the middle of the field, lays off for Sinovic. Bobby Convey now. Roselle to Nagamura. Myers out wide. They close him down this time. Roselle now. He's got Colin. Whole FC Tucson team dropped down. Great pass by CJ Sapong. Lays it off for Nagamura, trying to find a runner. Saad did not cut in front of his man. What a pass that was by Sapong. Here's Roselle now. Things opening up a little bit as FC Tucson had gotten forward. Here's Bobby Convey now behind the defense. Drops it off to Myers. Myers' shot deflects off the defender. Bobby Convey was in an offside position.
Sapong is just carving open this FC Tucson defense, and KC is just not finishing. Could have been 3-1 by now.
I got to say, there are so many people who are tweeting about the way that I'm pronouncing Sinovic's name, but I'm pretty sure I've said Sinovic the entire game.
I might have said Sinovich.
All right, I'll leave that up to the armchair analyst, but we will get that corrected for you and for Seth. Colin can't find Sapong out of bounds. Ball back to Holt in goal for FC Tucson. Finds their captain, Connor Spence. Spence turns up, connects with James Cone. Tucson trying to get some pressure, some possession. You see the Kansas City pressure, though. Saad now chasing Holt down in the back. You saw this coming. Oh, Holt comes up big. Convey now. Suni Saad. How are they not scoring? And Brian Holt chases it down. Sporting Kansas City with all the chances in the world there to get that ball on goal with no goalkeeper in there.
I think they were waiting for an engraved invitation to shoot from Brian Holt. Wow. That was just remarkable.
You saw the Kansas City pressure working. They earned the chance, but they could not turn that ball towards net. Here's Myers now with plenty of space. He's got Sapong running behind the defense. Sapong gets behind a good ball by Myers, crosses it in for Saad, and it's cleared away by Connor Spence. Here's Convey now, setting up for the corner kick. Convey serves it in. He's got Cullen in space. Sapong! That shot is blocked. I'm sorry, that was Lawrence Olam. Sapong now on the ball, trying to earn a foul. He's not going to get the call. He reached out with his hand, and that will be the call. FC Tucson turn it back upfield. Sporting Kansas City unable to find this goal to try and take the lead.
I guess that's why they went out and got Claudio Bieler, huh?
Bieler, remember, with the team, not going to play tonight. We expect to see him a little later in the preseason, though. Stay tuned. MLSsoccer.com will follow up on that. Here's Nagamura out wide to Myers. Myers has Convey breaking wide. Goes back inside to Nagamura. Now to Peterson Joseph in the middle of the field. Joseph lays it off for Sinovic. It's Oriel Rosal now. About 8 minutes to go in this half. Remember, it'll be an abbreviated halftime. They're looking to do about 5 minutes of halftime. Myers slips. Toya takes over. Colin, though, cleans that up. So again, an abbreviated halftime. We expect about 5 minutes, maybe 10. We'll stick with you here. Despite the cold, there's not really anywhere warm to go right now. We've spent some time today in the car, though, with the heater on. Convey there with the steal in the midfield. Convey breaking in on goal. He's got Sapong, lays it back for him. Sapong patient in front of goal. And he can't bend it in the far post.
Got to shoot that first time.
FC Tucson has something going today. This would be the big 1-1 upset if they could hold on to it. A lot of time left, though, in this game. Got a tweet that says, it's Kansas's birthday today. Good for Kansas. Oh, Sapong lays it off for Saad. He's got Myers, though, coming in. Myers gives it a go! What a save by Holt! Convey now! Oh. I wanted to say it. Bobby Convey on his right foot. I was like, he shot it. Surprised me. Bobby Convey rarely shoots with his right foot. I believe he did score a goal in the playoffs against the Red Bulls with his right foot, but he...
Assisted by Rafa Marquez.
He had to think about it there before he hit it with his right foot. It's deflected out of bounds. They'll get a corner, and Convey will take it. Kansas City laying the pressure on right now. That ball is going to go out. Referee calls it a corner. It looked like it went off of CJ Sapong's backside. Kansas City, so many chances in this first half, have not been able to crack the FC Tucson goal since the early goal by Suni Saad. A great goal it was. We've seen some great goals today.
Yeah, a couple spectacular ones. You have Aurelian Cullen and Travis Campbell exchanging recipes in Vox.
There's Olam, can't get to the ball. Cleared by FC Tucson. Sinovic tripped. The referee says no dice. Sinovic did put the ball out of bounds before the trip, so I could see that call. Poor touch in the back, and now Suni Saad going to get another opportunity. Saad lays it off for Sapong. The ball is blocked, though. There's Sinovic again. Now Convey trying to flick it through the middle. Pressure continues. Convey with the chip just over the net. Kansas City pressuring FC Tucson this entire first half. A very short spell for Tucson where they had a couple chances. Remember, Donnie Toya hitting the bar. Tucson could be ahead 2-1 at this point.
I think this kind of pressure will make Peter Vermees happy, though, this early in the preseason rather, seeing the guys get after it like this for 45 minutes. And there is the halftime whistle.
So at the half, 1-1. Suni Saad with the opening goal for Sporting Kansas City. That was answered by a nice counterattack goal by Patrick Wallen for FC Tucson. 1-1 at the half. Again, we're expecting an abbreviated halftime, although I think it will take a little time for them to clear off the many, many kids that have just stormed the field. I love me a halftime short-sided game. So, Matt, first half reaction, what you saw from Sporting Kansas City out there?
You know, it was what you expect from KC with the high pressure and, frankly, with the flub chances. But the commitment is there, and I think that is step number one for Peter Vermees. Defensively, he's going to be upset with their inability to hold an offside line. It just wasn't happening for Lawrence Olam and Aurelian Cullen tonight.
All right, remember, we are going to take a quick break. We will be back very shortly, though, for the second half. Stick with us. Sporting Kansas City and FC Tucson tied 1-1 at the half. We're back here in Tucson, Arizona at the Desert Friendlies. It's Sporting Kansas City against FC Tucson, and the local side pleasing its fan base, drawing the game 1-1 at halftime. Suni Saad scored the first goal in a nice combination play for Sporting. It was answered, though, by Patrick Wallen, a great counterattack from FC Tucson. A little bit later on, Donnie Toya hit the crossbar. So FC Tucson with the chance to knock off Sporting Kansas City here in a preseason friendly. And look, there's not a ton of meaning to it, but if you're a Tucson fan, that's what you came here for.
That's right. And if you're a Tucson player, that's definitely something nice to put on the resume if you're looking for a job in the PDL, or excuse me, USL or NASL or even MLS.
All right, we're going to have to get you a lot of lineup changes for Sporting Kansas City. It's still Kronberg in goal. We expect him to be there till the 60th minute before John Kempen comes in. This is the debut of Jan Songo. They're on the ball. Back to Christian Duke in the midfield. Supplemental draft pick, local boy from Kansas City. Here's Iko Parra on the ball now on the back line. And Jerome Mishak is the right back. Rounding out the back line, Brian Fakete at left back for Kansas City. Here's a shot from distance.
Tyler Wilson again. He's been a thorn in Casey's side all evening. Bad turnover from Michael Thomas, who's playing defensive midfield now for KC, in for Ori Russell.
So a lot of the Tucson players, couple of substitutions for them, but a lot of the players sticking on the field. Here's Fakete out wide. There's Mikey Lopez. A lot of Kansas City fans watching this, waiting to see the debut of their first-round Super Draft pick. Lopez now on the field.
That's good strength on the ball from the 19-year-old right there. Fighting off the challenge, spreading it wide. One guy who's off the field for Casey now. Say it with me, Jason. Seth Sinovic.
Sinovic. We've been practicing all halftime.
We apologize to the
apologize.
entire Sinovic clan.
Unfortunately, he's not on the field. Here's the corner served in. Iko Parra getting up for it. Brian Fakete now. It's one of those late additions to the combine from Tampa. Kansas City with the throw-in.
Interesting here from KC is that they have Mitchell Cardenas playing as a center forward. He was a playmaker in college, and the word on him is he doesn't like physical contact.
Interesting.
But there he is in the box.
A lot of skill on the ball, good passer of the ball out of Campbell. Cross in is cleared. Tucson pounds it downfield. Songo here to collect. I'm sorry, Opara back there to collect. And here's Songo. I like the hairdo on Songo.
Yeah, he and Warren Creval probably trade tips.
Kansas City looking to put their stamp on this game, get a couple goals in this half, get out of here feeling good about their first performance. This, though, a much younger lineup.
I think it's safe to call it experimental from Peter Vermees.
Sure. Michael Thomas, though, Iko Parra, guys who've seen time in MLS and abroad. Thomas coming back to Sporting Kansas City last year after some time in Scandinavia. Here's Songo out wide.
Fekete dribbles into trouble there. And that's one of the harder things for college kids is learning how to get the ball off your foot quickly. Stuff just happens faster at the professional level. Here's
Lopez in the middle. looking to connect with Duke, can't do it. Here's Toya out wide. One of the bright spots in the first half for FC Tucson. Should say there was a lot of bright spots in the first half for FC Tucson, but Toya stood out a little bit.
He looks like a professional player to me, as did Wallen, and I think Tyler Wilson as well.
There's KC now on the attack. Finding some space, it's Cardenas in the midfield. It's dropped into the midfield as we'd probably expect from him as a playmaker. Kansas City connecting some passes down the wing. Still looking for that final ball in the attacking third. One of the guys very much capable of that is Mikey Lopez, the University of North Carolina midfielder. Sorry for the technical difficulties with the score box. We will try to keep you updated on time and score. It is 1-1 right now. Again, Suni Saad scoring the first goal for Sporting, answered by Patrick Whalen for FC Tucson. Kansas City with a lot of pressure in that first half, but unable to score the second goal. Here's Lopez on the ball.
There's Donnie Toya again, laying out.
Kansas City on the ball. Duke trying to find some space in the middle of the field to get on the ball, turn, but FC Tucson done well to pressure. Kind of hanging back and pressuring all at the same time. It's not bad for a team that, I mean, this is not a team that's been practicing for the, last few weeks. So kind of pulled together last minute for these friendlies. Done well to keep their shape.
Yeah, they stayed nice and compact defensively, and they've made it hard for KC.
Jared Hammock asks, what's the approximate attendance at the game? Matt, you start counting. Let me know. A couple hundred people?
Yeah, I'll
400 people maybe?
Yeah, I'll say somewhere in 3 figures.
Enough that the concession stand is busy. And there's also gear being sold next to us.
Yeah.
Go get some FC Tucson gear after this.
Rumor has it there's a brewery around here as well. To track that down.
Follow Matt and myself on Twitter and find out about it. Kansas City now looking for Mitchell Cardenas. Unable to connect though.
You're seeing the classic KC pressure here. They're just strangling FC Tucson, not letting them play out of the back at all.
The cross by Mishak. Unable to connect. Fighting for it, I believe that's Kyle Miller up there. Kind of on the left wing, a guy who's played all over the field for Sporting Kansas City. Turnover in the middle of the field. Tucson looking to attack now. Mikey Lopez there to clean it up in the middle of the field. Earn possession back for Sporting Kansas City.
It's just a dark blue swarm out there for KC. Tucson players never have a second to breathe once they're on the ball in midfield.
KC stringing some passes together, but again broken up by FC Tucson. That lone front runner for FC Tucson, they rarely have an outlet when they get their head up. He's got players all draped all over him in the front line.
This is better. They've spread KC out a little bit, found a little bit of breathing room.
Tucson now with the ball out wide. Toya draws the foul there. Tyler Wilson stands over the ball for FC Tucson, sending their numbers up, trying to make the most of this set piece opportunity. Travis Campbell out here on the right side, a lot of space. See if they notice him. Served in, not a bad service, but probably needed to get that a little bit further into the box. Doesn't get it over Mitchell Cardenas at the top of the box. Looked good when it left the club, as they say. A little short of the green.
I think he had the 7-iron, needed the 5.
Kansas City playing out of the back. Cardenas there playing with his back to goal, trying to be that center forward. Played off the ball though by Edgar Reyna. Pressure now by Tucson, wins them the ball back. James Cone, number 7. Get to the end line, but it just slips out of bounds on Travis Campbell.
And who was there crashing the near post? Donnie Toya.
Sporting tried to take advantage of Campbell being on the ground out of bounds next to the fence, played it quickly and almost ended up getting burned. Here's Songo finding Michael Thomas. Thomas turns it up to Opara. Opara again on the ball. We're into the 60th minute, expecting a goalkeeper change soon for Sporting Kansas City. Again, 1-1. Songo leaves that. Christian Duke was not ready for that pass. Now FC Tucson on the attack again. Service in, and it's cleared out by Ike Opara. Kansas City looking to counter now. Christian Duke combining on this left side, but it goes for naught.
Last 5 minutes, everything's just been a half a beat off for KC, and they've let Tucson back into the game. Looked like they had him on the ropes there for a good half an hour at least. Another miscue in the midfield right there.
I think this is a little bit of what you expect from a team of a lot of young guys and a lot of new guys out there on the field for Sporting Kansas City, but it's got to come together quickly. MLS season is approaching. Every point matters if you're Kansas City, if you're looking for that supporters shield. There's Toya again. But Jerome Mishak able to defend the ball away, out of bounds for a throw.
I'm making a mental list of teams that need help on the wings. Got to think Donnie Toya will show up in preseason for one of them.
It'll be interesting to see if Donnie Toya shows up here. We're a special guest now joining us in the box here. We have Josh Gardner, new addition to this Sporting Kansas City team. Josh, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me in this cold weather.
How are you enjoying watching your new teammates out here? FC Tucson, a little bit of a surprise in that first half.
Yeah, it's great to see the boys play. Obviously, we got one game under our belts, and it's good to see the boys come out on a cold night. I think they're doing well, but yeah, Tucson has come, and they have a ton of energy, but I think we'll pull this one off in the end, so I'm very confident in that.
Update the fans, John Kempin now in net, the young product, third goalkeeper for Sporting Kansas City on the day, will finish out the game for Sporting. Now, Josh, give us an idea of your role on this team as you join Sporting for the season.
Well, I'm looking to get minutes on the left side, whether it's as a winger or as a left back. I'm confident in both my defensive abilities and going forward attacking-wise. So wherever the team needs me, if they need a goal, put me in. If you need some good defense, put me in too. So just wherever I can help the team out is where I want to play.
The fullbacks here in Sporting KC, I think, play a little more aggressively than what you guys did last year in Montreal. So you must be looking forward to that because you're a guy who likes to go forward.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a great formation. Peter's done very well with this team last year, and I'm looking forward to being able to get forward and get balls in the box. And we'll miss Kai a little bit with his size, but you know, I think that the guys we have up top will be able to score some goals off my crosses, so I'm looking forward to that.
Now, you were converted to left back later on in your career, and I remember reading an interview you gave where you said, you know, if maybe this had happened 10 years ago, I could have been playing for the national team. Is it something now? You look at the kids coming through the KC Academy, and you think, kid, you got it pretty good these days.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I've played left mid pretty much my whole career, and as a winger in Carolina when I dropped down. But when I went to Columbus, they needed somebody at left back, and so I came in and fought for my position and was able to beat out Sean Francis at the time. But you know, I love being able to get forward, and I feel like my defense has gotten tremendously better over the past couple of years. So.
A player down on the field, like a clash of heads.
I think that's Travis Campbell down back there, the right back for FC Tucson. You got some teammates, Josh, playing tonight for the U.S. national team. Graham Zusi getting out there, Matt Beasler as well. What do you expect to see from them on the U.S. national team level?
I mean, it's just great. I think that they've put in the work the last couple of years, and they've really shown that they can be quality in the back. And you know, I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a replay of the game to see how they do. You know, I just think Matt's is a quality player, and hopefully Benny gets in as well. Yeah, I hope they do well tonight. Obviously, Graham is quality, so you know, he's done well for the national team so far. But it's really good for Matt to get his first cap, I think, tonight.
Do you see Graham as more of a central player now, or more of a wide player for KC? You
know, to be honest, I think he can play and fill both of those positions. He's done well last year at playing out wide, and obviously in the middle he has good vision. We've got quality players in the middle right now, and you know, with Kai leaving, you know, maybe he fits more on that outside and puts another big body up top as a target. So, you know, I like Graham in both of those positions.
Speaking of the targets up top, what have you seen from Claudio Bieler? We haven't seen him out here on the field yet. Expect to see him later in the preseason. But have you practiced with him? What's the early readings on him?
I mean, his touch is so pure. He's a gifted player. He has great vision. You know, he's one of those guys who's strong. He can hold the ball up. You know, he lacks you know, the size category like Kai would, but you know, if you can play the ball into his feet, he's going to find that next pass. He's a finisher in training, so he puts balls away with ease, and you know, we're very fortunate to have him this year.
Right, ball back in play now. FC Tucson getting their player back on the field. Travis Campbell, who was down on the ground, looks okay.
Involved already. It's tough. He's a soccer player.
There you go. Here's Donnie Toya again on the ball. Toya looking for some help. That's cleared by Jerome Mishak, the right back. So, Josh, when should we expect to see you back on the field for Sporting?
Hopefully soon. I'm dying to get out there and play. I haven't suited up for the boys yet, but you know, I'm hoping in a week I should be good to go. Hopefully in Orlando I can get minutes and get fit. Obviously I was coming off a hamstring tendinopathy injury last year, and that's healed up very well.
I didn't think we'd get tendinopathy into the broadcast, but thank you for
we can fit that one in.
Yahtzee.
And so yeah, just tweaked a little bit of my groin, but nothing big. Just taking it easy. These guys, the staff here is great.
What I'm hearing is I'm waiting till it's warm in Orlando, and then I'll play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could be it, too. I mean, I'm freezing out here. I've got tons of layers on. I mean, who would have thought Arizona would be this cold? Yeah. But, yeah, hopefully in a week I should be out.
All right, we'll have those games streaming live on MLSsoccer.com. Don't miss the Disney Pro Soccer Classic, and hopefully we see you out on the field. Josh, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it. Josh Gardner there, new addition to the Sporting Kansas City side. Left back, left wing, offers a lot of versatility for Peter Vermees. Again, we talked about Kansas City's going to be playing a lot of games this season.
Yep.
A lot of these guys are going to be getting onto the field.
Yeah, and Gardner was very, very good in 2011 for the Crew. I'm still surprised they left him unprotected in the expansion draft, and could see him spelling Seth Sinovic as needed throughout the year.
A little miscommunication there on the overlap. FC Tucson clears it for a throw.
You could see Sango and Opara having a running dialogue out there, the two of them trying to get on the same page and figure out how to keep their lines tight. Nice step from Opara.
Got 20 minutes to go in this one. Sporting Kansas City looking to break the deadlock. 1-1. Sunisad scoring on a diving header in the first half. That goal was answered by Patrick Whalen for FC Tucson. Tucson been able to hold this 1-1 draw. They're playing, pushing back defensively for the most part, packing it in a little bit, making it very difficult for Sporting Kansas City to break them down. Here's Mikey Lopez on the ball. Combines with Christian Duke. This is Ryan Miller. I'm sorry, Kyle Miller. Ryan Miller making an earlier appearance for Portland. And that's ushered out for an FC Tucson goal kick.
Yeah, lack of presence in front of net for KC in the second half, which again isn't a surprise. They have a playmaker, Mitchell Cardenas, playing as a center forward. Something a little different, I think, from Peter Vermees. Maybe he watched Spain this summer or last summer in the 4-6-0. Wanted to try a little of that Midwestern style.
I think it's a numbers game right now. Him just trying to get players on the field, see what they can do. Not necessarily at the right position. Kind of like the combine when you look at some of those college kids.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. FC Tucson with an opportunity there, trying to split the defense. Couldn't do it. Here's Tucson now pressuring. It's James Cohen on the ball to Donnie Toya. Looks to put a ball into the middle. Cleared away. Kansas City will turn it upfield on the attack. It's Jerome Mishak. Goes out wide to Mike Reedy. Back to Mikey Lopez, who has a go from distance. Well over the net, off the scoreboard. Seen him hit that ball for North Carolina while he was playing in North Carolina and connecting. So
yeah, he's got a good, hard, swerving shot. It's more about movement than power with him. I think Juninho would be a good comparison. Los Angeles Juninho, not New York Juninho.
Yeah, have to be more specific this season.
That's right.
Quick restart for Kansas City from Michael Thomas. Here's Mikey Lopez. That's Christian Duke in the middle of the field. Looking to serve it. Did not have a runner there. Mitchell Cardenas, though, with the steal. And that ball is cleared, and it'll be a corner kick for Sporting Kansas City. Kansas City to service. It gets over everyone. I think that was Brian Faquete on the end of that one, sending it just wide of goal.
I believe the goal has friend-zoned Sporting Kansas City this evening. Just not going to happen for them.
Final 15 minutes of the game. Sporting Kansas City looking to break this deadlock. Here's Cardenas. Sending it down to Mikey Lopez, but he's beaten to the ball. See Tucson earning the throw there. Songo goes back to Kempen. Kempen now out to Opara. Jerome Mishak swings it back. Jan Songo. That's Michael Thomas. Christian Duke moving the ball well now. Kyle Miller. There's Duke again.
Good spell.
Thomas.
Good spell of possession here from KC.
See what they can do with it. There's Duke again. Looking for Kyle Miller. Couldn't get the right flick. See Tucson regains possession. Short-lived possession. It's Kansas City on the attack. Kyle Miller could not get enough on that. Kansas City just looking for something to open up here against FC Tucson.
Yeah, they need that moment of inspiration or that 1-versus-1 ruthlessness. Basically, they need what Josh Gardner was talking about Claudio Bieler bringing in practice. That's that quality in front of net.
Here's a chance for Kansas City. Put across, and the ball is hit over the net by Mike Reedy. Great opportunity there. That was it for Sporting Kansas City. Finally breaking through the FC Tucson defense. Could not finish that opportunity. Take this time to remind fans we're going to bring you 26 live streamed games this preseason from Arizona and Orlando. This is game number 3 of 26. So stay tuned, MLSsoccer.com. You can look at the streaming schedule. It's available at MLSsoccer.com. The next game is going to be Thursday, 6 p.m. local kick.
That's right.
8 p.m. Eastern time. And it will be the Houston Dynamo taking on the Portland Timbers?
Colorado Rapids.
Colorado Rapids. I knew it was a team that had some green in it at one point. Although I guess the Rapids had green before Portland was around. So my bad. But there
You're
you go.
going old school MLS
Colorado
with that one.
Rapids. Yeah, I've been around here for a long time. Colorado Rapids, Houston Dynamo on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can check that out on MLSsoccer.com. I will be back home, but Jonathan Yardley coming out to call the games with you, Matt.
That's right.
Could only get better if you get rid of me. So here comes FC Tucson with another opportunity. And James Cone trying to turn that. I think he was kind of caught between a pass and a shot, but he earns a corner. This could be the moment FC Tucson is looking for, the big upset. Served in. Deflected out by Tucson.
And they were coming for it, too. They smell the win.
Kempen starts it up to Opara. And now Michael Thomas. Christian Duke to Jan Songo. Trying the long ball. Haven't seen much of that today. Here's Mitchell Cardenas. Kansas City gets the throw in. Here's Mikey Lopez making a run out of the middle of the field. Kansas City looking to put something together, stringing some passes together in the attacking end. You know, they've had opportunities. We saw all first half Chance Myers serving balls into the box, but this is not the lineup that you're going to serve balls into the box to. There's not a target in there.
No, there's not. When Cardenas had the ball on the wing right there, there were 4 or 5 FC Tucson defenders in the box and just one Sporting Kansas City attacker. So it's going to take a bit of combination play and some better finishing than we've seen from KC this evening.
After that Houston-Colorado match on Thursday, Friday brings you Sporting Kansas City against the Portland Timbers. So another opportunity to see Kansas City play on MLSsoccer.com on Friday.
And the Timbers were incredibly impressive in their first game today against Colorado. The 3-1 win for them. Scorcher of a goal from new DP Diego Valeri.
Khalif Al-Hassan with the second goal. And Jose Valencia putting in the third. El Trencito.
But he ain't that little.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of firepower on that Portland team. Could be a fun team to watch this year. KC at the quick restart. It's Michael Thomas, Kyle Miller, Christian Duke, back to Miller. Kansas City starting to move the ball around the field a little bit better. Here's Mike Reedy. Jinxed them again.
Line change for FC Tucson coming here.
A lot of substitutes for FC Tucson. I'm not even going to try it.
You got to give credit to these guys. They ran their tails off this evening.
Let's see. 83rd minute. FC Tucson getting some fresh legs out in the field in big numbers.
Travis Campbell down again. Looks like he's going to be okay.
FC Tucson substitutions now entering the game. Number 4, CJ Kaufman. Number 18, Bo Betka. Number 16, Junior Guapo. And goalkeeper Ramon Acosta.
FC Tucson looking to put the ball back into play. Travis Campbell leaving the field. We'll see who comes on for him. Kansas City still searching for that elusive goal. 1-1 is the score. Suni Saad with the first half goal, answered by Patrick Whalen from FC Tucson. Kansas City been pressuring Tucson mostly in the first half. Second half they've had a couple opportunities, not been able to break them down in the back for that second goal. The other best chance in the game fell to Donnie Toyo. He hit the crossbar earlier for FC Tucson.
Yeah, Toyo had 2 great chances. I think Mike Reedy had one he probably should have had in the second half. CJ Sapong, Suni Sada had chances for another. Bobby Convey took a shot with his right foot.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Kansas City earns a free kick here. Let's see if they can launch a little final attack. Reedy finding Lopez again. Lopez back to Opara. Lopez misses Songo, forces him all the way back into his own end. Here's Michael Thomas. Big switch out wide. He's got Jerome Mishak. There's Cardenas. Cardenas unable to gather. Kansas City, though, back in possession. Songo. Kansas City with possession, moving the ball around. Still not able to break down that last line of defense. Can hear the chanting of some Kansas City fans next to us, I guess. They're unhappy with the FC Tucson chant. Future MLSers down there.
And I think a few NWSL players as well.
Here's another attack by FC Tucson.
It's cut out well by Songo. He's had a couple of those moments tonight.
Here's Lopez going to find a runner.
Not the ball he wanted.
No. Turned over by Tucson. Kansas City now on the attack. It's Christian Duke in the middle of the field, finds Mikey Lopez. Clipped up over top. And it's collected by the goalkeeper. Not much doing for Kansas City in the attack. They're going to get the ball back, though. Final 2 minutes of the game. Not expecting too much in terms of stoppage time. That ball by Michael Thomas did not find its target. Duke looking to go out wide to Reedy. Can't find him. Here's Lopez. So it was a great time bringing you guys 3 games of action today on MLSsoccer.com. But I have to say I'll be happy once we can get indoors out of this freezing weather.
Someone please take up a collection and get Jason a parka, scarf, a hat.
How about a plane ticket back home where I could turn the heat on? Kansas City looking to launch a final attack. Here's Duke laying one through to Cardenas. The ball defended well away.
Desperation defense from FC Tucson and doing it well right there.
Kansas City, though, earning a corner kick. Can they get something out of this? Iko Para scored his share of goals on set pieces. We'll see if they can target him here. Songo, another big target in there. Ball sent in. It's over Opara and headed over the net. Might have been Kansas City's last chance.
The second free header Feckety's had tonight. Missed just wide on the first, just over on the second.
Good ball by Cardenas, finding Mikey Lopez to Michael Thomas. Parra looking now for a long ball. Last pass gets away from Duke. Expecting a final whistle shortly here.
Players are looking like they're
ready
eager for it. Yeah. The air's kind of come out of this one a little bit.
So are the announcers.
Could do this all night, Jason.
Songo with another big header out of the back.
He's had his moments.
I think the referee wants another goal. He wants to see this game decided on the field. You want to go to a PK shootout?
I'd say we do the old 96 to 99 style shootout. Bring it back.
25 yards out, 5 seconds on goal. 3 seconds or 5 seconds?
I thought it was 6, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Rick Laws knows.
Yeah.
He would be the man to ask.
An MLS historian if there ever was one. Wrapping it up here from Arizona. A cold night in Tucson. It was a cold day, very windy today in Tucson. Turnover by Kansas City in the back. Songo can't connect with Christian Duke, but Mikey Lopez there to erase it. Iko Para going down behind the play. It's Michael Thomas, though, on the attack. Here's Mitchell Cardenas. Oh, just missed. That was Reedy cutting in. The referee stops play because Iko Para is down.
Still down. Looks to be in quite a bit of pain.
We're in stoppage time here. You wouldn't fault the ref if he blew the whistle right now. Maybe catch the second half of the U.S. game.
Scoreless, by the way, about a half hour into that one.
You just hope it's nothing serious with Iko Para. We've seen him deal with a lot of injuries in his career. A very promising player that you kind of wanted to see get back on the field for the Sporting Kansas City team. looks to be okay, limping a little, but making his way off the field on his own.
Ref has a good 2 inches on Icopara there. Big dude.
One more final reminder. Streams continue Thursday, January 31st. Houston Dynamo versus the Colorado Rapids, 8 p.m. Eastern time here on MLSsoccer.com. Friday, we'll have this Sporting Kansas City team against the Portland Timbers, who looked good earlier today in a 3-1 victory. That game, 8 p.m. Eastern time as well, Friday, February 1st on MLSsoccer.com. Plenty more games over the weekend as the final whistle blows. 1-1 Sporting Kansas City and FC Tucson. Saturday, February 2nd, the San Jose Earthquakes and the Colorado Rapids kick off at 1 p.m. Eastern time, followed by the Houston Dynamo and the Vancouver Whitecaps at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss all the action on MLSsoccer.com all spring long as we lead into the beginning of the
Still
season.
winter, buddy.
On March. Is it? I guess so. It's spring training. Isn't it called spring training?
I guess we could call it winter training here.
So the MLS season begins on March 2nd. We'll have plenty of action between now and then, though. My math is correct. We have 23 more games streaming live on MLSsoccer.com. Matt, give me your final thoughts on Sporting Kansas City's performance tonight.
Well, I think the first half, they answered some questions about their wide play, specifically with CJ Sapong, his ability to combine with Chance Myers. I think they're going to need to see more of that as spring training continues. That's going to be one of the big things because, as Josh Gardner said, it looks like Kai Kamara is gone at least through June, and that's going to leave a huge hole.
All right, well, congratulations to FC Tucson getting the result at home against an MLS team. Good on them, pleasing the fans who were here. We're going to wrap it up for Matt Doyle, the armchair analyst, and all the crew who helped us put on the 3 games today. I'm Jason Seguini. So long from Tucson, Arizona. We'll see you on Thursday.